Hey guys, Pika here. So I wanted to share with you guys this replay of ARM's Varian gameplay. I queued up with Colonel Omen, and he's on Tyrande. And we picked this comp because we felt like these two heroes had a certain kind of ability to unite in a certain way. That being, well, we both have vulnerables, but the 6-second vulnerable, if you layer it on top of one another's, is not what we were really going for. I guess we were going mostly for like the Warbringer stun into the Tyrande, what is it? The Loon's Flare or whatever it's called. And as you can see from our team, we actually ended up having a crap ton of lockdown, just based off of having a Kerrigan and a Zool. Now, I actually wasn't sure about going Colossus Smash here because of the fact that they had an Ariel. Because Ariel can just easily crystal whoever I go on. But Colonel made a good point that even though she had the crystal, it was still a 60-second cooldown compared to Colossus Smash, which is a 20-second cooldown. And as you can see, we just completely annihilated that in zero. Just from all our stuns and lockdown. So, alright. So we're rotating together, trying to get sort of a gang squad on whoever we see. And right now we're on Ariel, but it didn't look like we were going to get that kill from the get-go because she was full health. We did a good amount of damage, laid on a lot of pressure though, so you know, it was still worth the engage. Looks like we're flanking, and I just went straight for Ariel. I guess I wanted to put more pressure on her, and judging from how they only have a Zarya who's not really that much damage to begin with, and I can just parry all of her attacks, I wasn't really afraid of getting punished for that engage. Right now looks like we're just backing and sippy cupping. Now that I look at it, we probably shouldn't have sippy cup because the shrine fight is just about to happen, and we should have saved the well for the fight, and maybe just done a full back. But it's alright though. Looks like we're winning this fight. Nope. Colonel just went down, but so did Ariel. Now, we're very low. Huh. Yeah, it looks like we lost this fight. We lost one extra person. But for some reason, we're all still on the shrine. And they're coming back after dipping the well. Which, you know, is a really bad position to be in. So we start retreating, which I'm pretty sure I tried to retreat before this, but the team just didn't want to listen, I guess. Somehow I didn't get killed. It was only Zool that got killed, and even now we're at a numbers disadvantage, so this is not a good situation to be in. But it looks like we get a pick on Zool. Oof. Oh, thank God for Kerrigan, man. That whip was too much. Looks like Kerrigan might pay for that, but a beautiful combo saves herself, and we almost pick up a kill on Zarya too. So now we're backing, and the well is still not up for me, so unfortunately I have to do a full back. And they get the first Punisher, but it's only a Mortar Punisher, so we should be okay. And it looks like the team actually knows to stay behind the wall, so we should be able to kill this Punisher quick and easy, no problem. And the enemy team actually only gets the front wall and towers. So this first Punisher was not that big a setback at all for us. And I'm already in mid pushing against Zool, trying to get that XP. As I said before, it's really hard to wave clear and pressure any lane as Varian. So I was immediately put on the defensive when laning against Zool. And now Colonel and I are on Zarya, and we layer our stuns pretty much flawlessly. and I even body blocked her a little bit to slow her down, and we managed to pick up the kill. Gul'dan came in a little bit late, but he did put out a little bit of extra damage, and that did help us securing the kill. Now we're rotating to middle. All three of us apparently. It looks like we want to go on one of these two. I'm focusing Ariel because she gets energy off of anything that Varian does, even if he takes damage or does damage. So because of the talent and empathic link that she took. So that's like one of the most important things when playing against Ariel. You want to focus her if you can, because if you focus the target that she puts her trait on, then you're just in a way you're giving her more healing. So if you can single out Ariel herself and kill her as quick as possible, you really should try to do that. So now it's both Varians and both supports facing off against each other. Looks like Zul is joining the fight, so they're backing. We have the numbers advantage here. Never mind. It looks like we're all posing around the objective, which just spawned. And nothing's really happening. We're kind of just clearing the ways, getting some lane pressure. Kerrigan goes in, lands a beautiful combo, so I follow up and I go on Ariel again, and Ariel is almost dead. Now we get on Zarya, and Zarya gets hit by all the stuns. Is Zarya going to die? Yes, she is. Now we're fighting Varian, but Ariel is over there, so I'm looking for my chance to charge on her, but of course she's in tower range, but it's okay because we end up killing Varian instead. Now I'm fighting the Zeebo just to keep him away, just to zone a little bit. And now we're just cleaning up the objective as we go along. Right now it seems as if, are these messed up for the replay? Because I'm pretty sure we're red. I guess yeah, okay, it's our Punisher. Alright, so we have a frozen Punisher. It's not the best, but actually if it lands the roots that it does, then that'll just emphasize our lockdown even more. So this is a pretty good Punisher for us. We're already putting a lot of pressure on their walls. It's taking us a while to kill it though, but we already killed Zul somehow. Oh, I flanked. Oh yeah. So I came up from here because I noticed Zul was in the mid lane and he was obviously going to rotate. So I actually waited in these bushes and then I ended up flanking him and killing him. Now our Punisher didn't get much work done. He got some damage to the tower, but we got these walls down, so it's alright. We're still in the lead. As long as we don't mess things up, we should be fine. I told Colonel over here that they were probably going to be at this camp, so we were just scouting. Because of course that's very offensive positioning. So we were just scouting just to verify, just to know where they are. And then our team is all split, so we just immediately went to our camp. And we're gonna push with this a little bit, try to clear this camp out so our camp can do some work. Nothing really going on right now. Everybody's just laning, kind of doing camps and trying to put as much lane pressure as possible before the next objective spawns. So Kerrigan and I are posing top in order to push out our camp a little bit. Colonel Omen has his back, but now he's joining us. And now it's, we have numbers advantage, so obviously these two need to back. Otherwise, they can easily get flanked by us. Looks like we're posing to do that right now. Ariel is way out of position, and she pays for it. As you can see, that lockdown was just insane. Like, once she made that mistake, all it took was 2 seconds to stun her and just absolutely delete her. She was gone. And us pushing out the objective, us pushing out the lane actually ended up being a very good play because the altar actually spawned top. which if you were paying attention to the patterns, it was, I believe it was over here first. Actually, no, it was top tier. But bottom was next, and then I guess there was a solid chance that it would have been top next. But either way, we created a lot of space with that camp just because they had to clear the lane. And now we're just getting a lot of free hits on the objective. And as you can see, the team is still kind of they're still kind of split, the enemy team, and they're still dealing with the lanes. But we already have half of the objective done, so we have a very sizable lead. Now I'm staying in the bush because I'm looking for an opportunity to flank. Because Arms Varian is all about that burst damage, and once again we just completely decimate their Ariel. I used my Colossus Smash on her right when she was stunned by Kerrigan and Tyrande, and I used my stun on top of that, and there was just no way she was getting out of that. I don't think she even had time to pop a crystal on herself. She was just absolutely decimated. Now that the wall is down and our Punisher is free to push, we should definitely get the fort no problem. Nazebo finding himself way overextended as is Zul, easily taken down in the first 5 seconds. Now that those two are dead, our Punisher is still at a very healthy 80%, and now we're definitely gonna get this wall. Being the opportunist that I am, I actually told Colonel that we should try to push the keep down. So we were going pretty deep. We were pretty committed. Our Punisher just now starting to die a little bit, but we get the pick on Ario. Zarya is just a bit too tanky, so we start to leave. I still really want to keep, but at this rate it looks like it's a lost cause. Zul is definitely dead. He was getting pinned down by the keep. It looks like our disengage was definitely a little bit sloppy. Kerrigan trying to go get some more sustain by leaping to a minion, but of course that meant she would leap back into the keep, so she was pretty much dead either way, just trying to buy as much time as she could. So, bit of a sloppy retreat, but we got the keep to 50%, we got the lane pushing, it's all good. We immediately rotate down to the siege camps and start working on those. We could pose onto their camp, but they have numbers, and we have a very heavy lead, so we have more to lose in that sense. So there's no use risking it. Over here, I suspected them to rotate down here, so I wanted to wait a little bit before starting the camp, but now that they're all showing middle, it's perfectly safe to start working on this bottom siege camp now. And Zul himself is overextended, so it's a perfect opportunity for a pick. And as you can see, easily had. Ariel finds herself trying to save Zul, but actually ends up overextending herself. Her team is still middle, a little bit slow on the reaction of all that's happening right now. Ariel, realizing the kind of lockdown and burst that we have, immediately crystals Varian, and he gets away. Now the next altar is already spawning, and we have numbers advantage thanks to that Zul pick. I wanted to start this camp just so we could get some pressure pushing top while we do this. Not to mention it'll counter pressure their camp. But it looks like they wanted to clear this camp instead of getting this one, which is fine. Now we have top pushing the whole time we do this objective, and the enemy team making the smart decision to get 16 before trying to engage us. That way they're even on talent tiers, so they don't have as big a disadvantage as if they were. However, enemy team Zarya ultimate completely wasted right there. No follow-up whatsoever. All it did was buy them a few seconds. The crystal going out on Zarya, which I wouldn't really agree with because she's the warrior of the team. But right now our team is completely split. I'm backing to get to dip the well. Kerrigan's taken down, but the enemy team Varian is gone, which is very significant because Fury Varian plus Ariel is actually a very scary thing. But now both Zuuls are rooted, and I go in on Zuul, and he gets locked down by Tyrande, and he gets completely destroyed. Now that my burst combo is done, I need to leave. I went back to the lane to heal up a bit, grab a regen glow. Now the fight isn't over, but we end up getting the Punisher because we had a head start on it. Now that it's pushing mid, Tyrande and I get a pick on the Zebo. We go hard for kills. We went pretty deep. Now I'm doing a full back because my well is not up and I'm low. And Colonel could heal me, but he can't heal my mana, so I wanted to refill on that. Now we have the Punisher pushing, and whenever it's in this kind of scenario, the Punisher is guaranteed to get something. So we got the wall at least, and we're probably going to get a lot of damage on the keep or a few picks. Now Varian is a little bit overextended attacking our Zuul, but I'm back, and I put the vulnerable on him, and Varian being overextended gets deleted by us. Pretty good fear. Ends up getting Zarya killed just off the fact that we have so much lockdown and so much burst. Zuul wasn't even with us, but we ended up doing a lot of work just with the 4 of us. Now we didn't get any damage on the keep, but that's okay. We still winning slowly but surely. Now that we have numbers advantage, I found it to be pretty obvious that we should steal their camp. And there's nothing they can do about it because their whole team is dead. We have Storm Talents. We pretty much have full control of the game right now. The only way we can mess it up is by, throwing. Now we find an easy pick on Ario. There's the crystal. It's pretty good crystal, but alas, we have way too much lockdown. A lot of damage coming out from enemy Zuul's Poison Nova, but it was 5v2, so there was nothing they could do. A beautiful Shadow Stalk from Colonel Omen, negating all the damage that Poison Nova did. And now we're all healthy for another team fight. But we're a few ultimates down, but that's no matter because we have a huge numbers advantage. Another potentially wasted ultimate from Zarya. I find the enemy Varian overextended, and he gets singled out by me, and then by Omen, and then by Kerrigan, and he's just gone by the time we all finish what we need to do. So just by getting those picks, we end up getting a free keep. We ended up pushing in with our minions as well, so the keep was focusing on the minions, not us, and we were able to do complete unmitigated damage on the keep. A bit of an aggressive rotation by Zuul and Gul'dan, but it doesn't matter. The enemy team at this point, they seem really afraid. Like, they've been getting absolutely dominated this game, and they're just completely on the back line, not really able to pull anything back. So we're just playing it safe now and grabbing this Punisher, which, going by the rule of Punishers, should at least get the keep. And if we play along with it well, then this Punisher will secure the game for us. Now the enemy team, they are engaging, even though they don't have Storm Talents. Zarya gets completely deleted, she gets whittled down and then gets locked down by me and Kerrigan. Kerrigan missed the combo, but we already got a kill, so we have a very, a very assertive advantage. Now I've seen the Zebo overextended, and just because of the situation we're in, where we're winning completely, I overextend a little bit. I get a little bit overzealous, but I know that I'm gonna get locked down, so I pop my parry right before the enemy Varian charges me, so I'm able to parry all his incoming damage because I had the Zuul root on me, and then I knew he was coming to charge me as well, so I popped parry, and then I parried again right after to stay as alive as long as possible. And because of that, I actually kind of ended up baiting the rest of the enemy team. And we We ended up getting a wipe on them. And as I said before, we played that perfectly, so now the Punisher secures the game for us. There's absolutely nothing Zarya can do. Our lockdown decimates her, even though she's right at the steps of her Hall of Storms. And yeah, that is the power of ARMS. If you have a very coordinated team with a lot of follow-up, perhaps a lot of lockdown, and you can just find a very vast amount of opportunities to get picks, and those picks just leads to snowballs that kind of that create decisive victories for you. I feel like I definitely would have been MVP this game, but that one death freaking dubbed me from being MVP, and instead Colonel Omen gets it because he didn't die at all. Feels bad, man. But it's okay. He put in work. He did great. But yeah, that's ARMS Varian. He's very fun. And both ARMS and Fury are faring well right now. Fury might be a little bit better in some cases, but I feel like in organized teams, ARMS is probably still just a little bit better. But of course, it depends on the situation, and that's the beauty of Varian. He can fit whatever situation you need. And that'll be all for today. Thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day.